All right, I got better light down here. Here's my plan of attack. Okay, see, you see all the dirt's just coming through now. That's all the dirt coming through. My plan of attack. Flex seal. This isn't the end all be all. This is just to give me a solid base right here that the dirt's not coming through. So when I put the hydraulic cement, it's just not rolling around. Step 2, after that's dried, have this extra piece of for the fish tanks, you know, for their animal can't get out. I'm gonna cut these down with tin snips to fit inside of here. Okay, cut them down with tin snips to fit inside of here. Step 3, I have 8-inch roof decks, and I have a little bar right here. It's not an angle iron, it's just like a bar that I'm going to shoot this in back here to hold that up in place. Then I'm gonna hydraulic cement it. See? Aha! There's a plan. Think I'm kind of crazy. And then that with the hydraulic cement will stop the water. So it should stop all this from leaking down in here. So my first step is I'm gonna put the Flex Seal, shake it really good, and spray the Flex Seal over it, because you see everything's still crumbling down in here. What's going on, everybody? Rob here, aka Trev2323. Here we are with the ceiling of the basement. So I did hire somebody, and they're coming in to replace this lintel. I could have done it, I just don't trust myself doing it. This is like a 5-foot window. You can see the metal in there completely rusted out, so they're gonna have to take out these 2 layers of bricks all the way across. So they got to support this, although they're not gonna level it out all the way up for me. I'm gonna do the tuck pointing all the way up. They're gonna do these 2 layers of bricks and replace that right there. You see I grinded everything out. I gotta take the gutter off right here. Everything's grounded out, but that video is not about that today. I'm gonna actually get a hammer and chisel and get the rest of this that I couldn't get out. There you go. I'm gonna get a hammer and chisel to get all that fresh down to where I need to start it. I didn't grind all this in the corner right here, get it out the best I can, but I'm not taking this out. This is pretty solid, these corners, so my mortar is going to hold in really good because these corners are solid. Okay, but this is about the front porch, because underneath these old Chicago bungalows, what they actually were wood porches, and then people poured concrete over them. So this right here was a wood porch here, and then they poured concrete. Now I do enjoy the concrete, although this is why you got to maintain it. The joint right here, you see my joint, that's been, God, that's about 15 years old. So all this got to come out, and I got to reseal that right there, because that's leaking now. See that right there, that's leaking downstairs, and we're gonna go downstairs. Now I tuck pointed it about 15 years ago, and the mortar's coming out now. You see in the corners? So I got to get a hammer and chisel and break all this old mortar out. I'm not gonna do it now because just because, but I wanted to show you this. This is the vinyl patch. This is the vinyl patch right here, and that seals really, really good. That vinyl patch, that's vinyl patch, and that's vinyl patch right there. Now this right here is just, but realistically we go downstairs, this right here is what's holding this bottom one up. That's been cracked since we bought the house, but this is a vinyl patch right here also. That's vinyl patch right here. So I'm gonna dig this down a little bit and probably Flex Seal down here, and these little cracks you got right here, whatever cracks you have in these stairs, like this right here, this is all gonna get cracked out, and I'm gonna vinyl patch it. See the vinyl patch, perfect. And this is like 15-year-old one, but this is leaking. This is all leaking, so I got to get that cracked out of there. And it goes around the base of up here. See? All this is going to be grind out and tuck pointed little by little. See, I already grinded all that out. I got to grind that out. But this got to be sealed all the way around, because you don't want the leak. Like this right here. See that? All that's going to be tucked in today, not today, this week, because wherever water settles in here, it freezes in the winter, and it cracks some more. It settles, it freezes, it cracks some more. It settles, it freezes, it cracks some more. Now let's go downstairs underneath this porch to see the damage, because that's not sealed. Some of you might be too young to remember when who was that, Geraldo Rivera found Al Capone's thing, and they were digging it and digging it, and they were gonna go in it. That's what I call this, like the Al Capone thing. These are the doors in the basement to get into underneath the porch. Now this right here was not filled in. I mean, this door was closed for at least 15 to 20 years, and I'll tell you why. Because we had sewer work done down here. The sewer line goes right through here, and it was cracked. So we had sewer work. The one thing the meatheads did is I used to have a clean out here, and they took the clean out. So that really kind of peed me old. But now this is underneath the porch, and I told you this is wood. Let me get in some light. So this is wood right here. This is the original 1910 wooden porch that they poured the concrete over. And these are actually pretty good, but you see when you don't have it tuck pointed all around, it leaks. And this is the leaks from the water dripping through upstairs. That's why it's important to have that tuck pointed. I'm going to use the vinyl patch. The Quick Right vinyl patch is what I'm going to use to do it, because it worked really good. Now my issues, my really big problems, I don't know if you can see it, I'll bring some light down here when I'm doing it, is underneath here. Hopefully you can see it. This is dirt. This is physical dirt, because underneath that porch is leaking and is bringing everything down here. Now this is that crack step I was telling you about right here. So when I seal all this right here, when I get this all sealed, I'll bring some light down here. When I get that all sealed, then I'm gonna build a wall to put this up to support this cracked stair. But this cracked stair has been cracked since we bought the house 30 years ago. So now with the water leak, remember I showed you that one line that I got sealed? It's, you can see clear through. See, you can see, so that's causing the leak and allowing it to walk through here. And this is all wet. This is the old porch, which is all wet from that leak. And I don't know how far back it goes. No, it's not wet right here. It's only wet right here. So this right here, I'm gonna build not a whole wall. I'm gonna put double 2x4 on this side, double 2x4 on this side, and put 2x4s this way, like a support beam. And then I'm gonna put 3/4 inch plywood up here. Here's the catch with the 3/4 inch plywood. I'm gonna outdoor paint the top of the plywood with outdoor paint, 2-3 coats. So this way, if water drips on it, it won't destroy the plywood, although the bottom's not going to be painted, so it can still drip and drain if something does get on it. But the whole thing with down here is you do not want the water down here, and then it creates the moisture and the mildew. So starting back here, you can see it starting back here. What I'm actually going to do is dust off. I really can't dust off too much because that literally physically is dirt. So this may sound crazy, but I'm going to flex seal that to get a solid barrier. And then I got hydraulic cement. Hydraulic cement is really fine and it dries fast. And I'm going to hydraulic cement that right there. And then after I have it all hydraulic cement, I'm going to let it sit. And I'm either going to put some water on it or let it rain to see if it is still dripping. And then if it's still dripping, then I'm going to point it with the vinyl patch. But on the other spectrum of that, you have to get the outside to stop the rain from penetrating down in here. If you could get the outside from the rain penetrating down in here, you won't have the mildew, you won't have the moisture. And now, why I don't insulate these walls, I don't insulate these walls out here, because even if I insulate this and insulate this, this right here is actual concrete. This right here is the porch. Now, if I build a ceiling right here and insulate it, it's just going to be too small. It's going to be anything can't be done. So this is kind of just a storage area. But one thing you can do down here is, humidifiers, dehumidifiers got to be plugged in, but they have the moisture pellets, the buckets of moisture pellets you could buy. And when you put them down in here, they keep the moisture out, and that's what you want. You want to keep the moisture out down here. So this window is the one that's going to be replaced right here. So I got a professional company coming in. You see the lentil's completely rusted out, so they're gonna take that lentil out and put a new lentil in. And believe it or not, that lentil right there isn't an angle iron. It should have been an angle iron. That's not an angle iron. That's just a straight lentil all the way across. All right, so that's our projects. I'll get some light down here. We're gonna get that ready to go. And seeing that I got a whole can of Flex Seal to Flex Seal the crap out of that to get me where I don't want the hydraulic cement to be just absorbed, or just move around with the dirt. That's why I'm gonna start with the base of the Flex Seal. I got some really big screws that I'm gonna shoot in there into that dirt all the way in, and then it'll give the hydraulic cement something to grip onto right there. All right, follow me along. All right, I got better light down here. Here's my plan of attack. Okay, see, you see all the dirt's just coming through now. That's all the dirt coming through. My plan of attack, Flex Seal. This isn't the end all be all. This is just to give me a solid base right here that the dirt's not coming through, so when I put the hydraulic cement, it's just not rolling around. Step 2, after that's dried, have this extra piece of for the fish tanks, you know, for the animal can't get out. I'm gonna cut these down with tin snips to fit inside of here. Okay, cut them down with tin snips to fit inside of here. Step 3, I have 8-inch roof decks, and I have a little bar right here. It's not an angle iron, it's just like a bar that I'm going to shoot this in back here to hold that up in place. Then I'm gonna hydraulic cement it. See? Aha! There's a plan. Think I'm kind of crazy. And then that with the hydraulic cement will stop the water, so it should stop all this from leaking down in here. So my first step is I'm gonna put the Flex Seal, shake it really good, and spray the Flex Seal over it, because you see everything's still crumbling down. Fan on this to give this time to dry. Have a cup of coffee and start a little bit of another project. And then I do got to cut this down next. That'll be the next thing. I had to cut this down next to be able to fit this in there. This is going to serve for 2 purposes. 1, it's going to give something for the hydraulic cement to hold to, and 2, it's going to stop everything from coming this way. Man, I hate cutting this crap with tin snips. Crap. Went right through, poked the crap out of myself with this right here. Okay, so this is the next step. I cut a little piece right here. I'm gonna screw that in the corner right here. And then these are the ones that are gonna be screwed in here, because this is what I'm gonna put the 2 purposes. The cement is gonna have something to hold on to, and look at it's already falling off. Look at. It's already falling off. So the cement is gonna have something to hold on to, and that's not gonna come this way. Now what I'm gonna hold it in place with is this right here. I'm gonna put this right here to hold them. Look at it, it's coming down. It's coming down. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna put a fan on it, let it dry faster. And this right here is gonna be screwed in there to hold all that in place, kind of deep in there. And then the hydraulic cement's gonna go on all this to hold all that in place. Okay, laugh with me if you will. So, these right here, every type of tip you can think of for my drill. These right here use a spider bit, which I don't got. And they came with one, but I can't find it. I still used it, but I hammered it in the dirt. Is what I did. I hammered it in the dirt. And then I had these that I could screw in, although these don't fit into the dang into the iron. So Murphy's Law is with me, alive and well. So I'm gonna put another one in right here, and I'm hammering these in right here. I'm probably just gonna put 2 of them in, and then the mortar will fit to this. I'm gonna hit this down or cut this down a little bit, and then the mortar, the hydraulic cement will stick perfectly into that. And you see the rubber dried where it's not really falling down like it was now. So I got some meat that the hydraulic cement can stick to. I'm just using my little hammer right here and hammering these. They're long enough to go all the way into the dirt. Running out of battery there. And that's what I'm actually seeing in my mind, battery. Okay, so I'm screwing them in the beginning time to get the treads all the way through. And then I'm using the hammer to hit them in. So the threads are going through right now. And then this is gonna give support so the dirt's not gonna come down anymore. And it's gonna give something for the hydraulic cement to stick to. Believe it or not, it's going into the dirt pretty good. Okay, there we go. Then I'm gonna hit it with this right here. I told you that's just the dirt on the outside that's sticking through. So that's not meant to give it the support, because I know that is sticking into dirt. So the hydraulic cement will give it the support. That right there, a screw with that right there to hold that in place. And this is all in place right there, so I can put some hydraulic cement on there now. Okay, so here I'm ready to put the hydraulic cement. Hydraulic cement dries fast. One people do wrong with cement is they make it too wet. You want it to where you hold it and you can make a ball with it and it stays in the ball. You don't want it soggy and sloppy. This is the damper that I was talking about. You got it underneath the front porch right here. You don't want all the moisture, because it creates the mildew and the condensation. Put a bucket of this, one or two of them, and down here, and just maybe change it out once a month, twice a month, and it'll really get the moisture out the air. Tools of the trade. This is for a tuck point in the front. I gotta do the front. This is really, really, really handy. So is this right here, okay? Now I have some water here with me because hydraulic cement dries really fast. So I'm gonna mix it right here before I put it up. And when you mix hydraulic cement, like I said, you do not want it soggy. You do not want it soggy. I know I just got my paper mask. I told you before, wear the proper mask, man. I've been hacking up a lung since I grinded out all the front and I lent out my mask. I just got it back and I got the filters, but they were the wrong filters. So today it's gonna come in because I got some more grinding out to do, but man, wear the proper mask. This right here, I'm just mixing cement, mixing the hydraulic cement. If I had the other mask, I would wear the other mask, but since I don't, this is what I'm gonna do right here. This is the hydraulic cement, 10 pounds of it I'm gonna start with. I bought 20 pounds, 10 pounds hydraulic cement. It was $11. 10 pounds might be enough to do that, but if not, I'm not gonna skimp. I'm gonna do it once and forget about it. Let's see if I get using a shot right there, because I'm just gonna mix the cement and get going. With hydraulic cement, you gotta really fast, just kneel on a rock. Really fast work time. So, Hydraulic cement dries so fast, so you gotta clean everything off. Clean everything off really fast because it dries really fast. Now my trick is, after it's done, I smooth it out with a little damn paintbrush. Now that was 10 pounds of hydraulic cement. You figure this is probably a 6-foot step. 10 pounds didn't go all the way across of hydraulic cement. But I am gonna mix up another 10 pounds because you see there's like little weep holes in here. So I'm gonna actually get as much as I can inside of here, like tuck pointing. And then I'm gonna get up in here and see this is bad. This is the crack on the stair. So I do gotta build a wall up here, but that's really bad. So the good thing is this concrete right here is actually supporting this. So I'm gonna put a really thick bead of hydraulic cement right here and see it's supporting it in here. Now this is concrete, that's dirt, so that's why I put that little bit in there. But you see that's all hydraulic cement, so that ain't gonna leak anymore. Well, it shouldn't leak anymore. I'll smooth it out. I'm gonna get some down here. Now you want to paint it white. There's actually a paint that they sell for concrete that it adheres to the concrete really good. It sucks it in and it adheres it, and it doesn't allow moisture to seep through the concrete. So I'm gonna do that with that right there. But before I'm building a wall underneath here, I'm building a wall, 2x4 across the top, 2x4 across the bottom, 4 2x4s in the middle, just because this step is cracked that bad. But now the wall is only going to be the highest point to right here, right? Because it's going to come all the way here, but it's only coming up to right here. So underneath this little portion that's out, I'm actually using liquid nails, and I'm filling the whole length of the 2x4 in with liquid nails, and that'll actually support this little piece up here. Luckily this hasn't fell because this is actually tuck pointed on the top. I've been on top of tuck pointed on the top. You can see the tuck pointed in there. I don't mind it weeping, dripping. I don't want full gush, like that was full gush with dirt, but I don't mind weeping because this is outside. So in the winter it weeps, and if it drips, I'd rather it drip through here a little bit in here than to be completely stopped right here. If I tuck point this, then nothing's gonna weep through and it's gonna crack on the outside of it. So that's why I'd rather it just weep through, not freeze in here to crack wider, okay? But I am gonna support that stair. That's the only step that's really cracked. So I got 10 more pounds of mortar right here. And actually I'm gonna put some right in here also. See, it's really leaking through right there. But the rest of the ceiling on this should be on the outside. You need to tuck point that outside. You need to get, I prefer the, where is it? It's not in here. I prefer the vinyl patch to do the little tuck pointing, you know, the lines of your stairs where you get the big cracks. You could tuck point it or vinyl patch it, but that vinyl patch did work really good. All right, either way, I'm gonna finish this off right now. Okay, our mission we set out to accomplish today is done. Or is it? Okay, so that's all done. Perfect. All hydraulic cement, all in place. Okay, I didn't have enough to finish this little bit right here. Although, that took about 12 pounds of hydraulic cement to get that up in there. And we won't know if it is done until it rains, because when it rains, that's when everything leaks down here. So yeah, you spill a little hydraulic cement here and there when you're trying to tuck it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all that cleaned up. Another thing is I had the rubber gloves on and the cloth gloves, so what I couldn't get tucked this way, man, I just smoothed it in and packed it in there really good with the gloves. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and put this in right here. I got some more anyway, so I'm gonna mix it and put it in right here really good. Before I build this wall though, I want to make sure that's not leaking, because then I'm going to put the wall right here to hold all of this up and support this. And then, like I said, the wall is going to be, the lowest is going to be to right here. And with liquid nails, I'm going to liquid nails all on the top of it to get into here, because the liquid nails dries really hard. So it'll hold this up right here. But I'm going to do the whole wall to support this step. I just want to make sure there's no more leaking coming in here. Like, this was forgotten land over here because we had this sewer work done right here, and we had the sewer work done, they just lifted everything and left it right there, and it was overwhelming, so I just kind of left it right there. I'm interested to see how they're gonna do this lentil tomorrow, because they are coming out to do the lentil. And then the rest of this, see this right here is like this because, like I said, the outside got to be sealed all the way around, and I'm gonna do that. But either way, so we're done here. I'll show you a little bit about that lentil tomorrow. I'm trying to get all this done right and nice and everything, because I am gonna put my snow blower here, and I am gonna put the moisture packets underneath here. I'm not gonna insulate none of this or nothing like this. I'm just gonna put the moisture packets here to keep the moisture out there. All right, talk to you later. Subscribe, like, and share. Hopefully you learned something. That's hydraulic cement, that's not mortar, and that's to stop the leaks. All right, bye-bye.